There we go. Good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday night here at the BTA Network, and that means it's time for our political catch-up. In other words, we usually try not to do politics, but since we can't really get away from it, we're gonna deliver it to you just once a week, not like the pros can do every day. So don't worry about us. Anyway, of course, I co-host this, so I'm Oddball Extreme, and of course the person on my left is the main master and creator of this whole thing, Frodo. Hello, Frodo.
Yep. So everyone who knows that we are pretty ardent against Trump. Well, I'm glad to say one thing.
And that is?
Fortunately, there was a judge to have the balls to stand up to him, and then another one who basically said, you're stupid for this, for what you're thinking. So Friday, yeah, it was Friday. Trump was told by a federal court judge that he can't just kick people out of the country just because. So he was sending people to El Salvador that he claimed were Venezuelan
MS-13 gang members?
yeah, Venezuelan gangbangers. I just gotta say, how the fuck do you know that?
Yeah.
But besides for that, um the other aspect was, so the judge basically said, no, you can't do this shit. You're stupid for trying. And then the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, someone who has been a real Trump fan for a while,
Actually rebuked
decided,
him.
yep, he got rebuked and said, you can't call up for an impeachment just because someone made a ruling that you disagree with. The fact that you're doing this basically says a lot about you. And I'm like, clapping and cheering.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Sajo's in the chat. Hey, Sajo.
Uh-oh, Sajo's gonna cause
Oh,
trouble.
and Craig is in the chat, too. Hey, Craig.
Uh-oh, that's even more trouble. Anyway, point of view though with this is that, honestly, we need more judges like Judge Roberts to actually stand up to Trump's happy horse shit, because it's obvious that no one else is going to do it. So we need people who are willing to have the balls to say no.
Yeah, and another thing, I think you probably know this. I think Trump said something about he wanted to impeach judges that went against him, and
Yep.
I think Judge Roberts actually said no way.
You um
I think.
pretty much he basically said that, just because a judge disagrees with you doesn't mean that they should be
Impeached.
kicked off the bench
Yeah.
because of your, and I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Y'all know that's how I am. I've always been spade is a spade, and I'm not gonna fucking censor myself. But when you've got a little man baby bitch like Donald Trump who thinks that he is the God King Emperor of the entire fucking United States, you need people to have the fucking testicular fortitude to tell him that he's a fucking idiot and needs to get his fucking head out of his ass.
Yeah, and Sajo has stated this correctly. Congress do have the power to impeach the judges by having a supermajority in both the House and Senate. That is true, but only
They
Congress
do.
does.
Yeah.
But
You know,
honestly,
it just
it's like
to me
everything.
the
Oh
whole
god,
the
sorry.
whole thing with Donald Trump thinking that he's better than everyone
Mm-mm.
is sickening.
Yeah, it is. He's a certified nutcase. No, I could probably come up with worse words than that, but that's all I can think of at the moment.
But
But
yeah, it just I'm gonna be honest, I think that Justice Roberts did the right thing.
mm-hmm.
Do I think he did it entirely correctly? No. But I will say he did the right thing in this case. As for Mr. or maybe I shouldn't say Mr. because that he's really going into the land of mad. Nah, I'm not going to
Not
even.
even madness.
No, I was going to say madam, but I'm not going to even say that because that's just denigration towards women. And I don't want to denigrate any women. So, how about psychosis?
That sounds good.
He's going into a state of psychosis and needs to be
He's
stopped.
going into dementia.
You know, and I'm sorry, but I'm sick and fucking tired of him. I really am. And like anyone who could say that anyone now, I am not trying to say that you don't have the right to your opinion. You absolutely 110% do. However, if you tell me that Donald Trump is doing a great job with this country, I'm going to look at you like you have 10 fucking heads popping out of your head.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I'm sorry to say it that way, but I'm not sorry for the meaning behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Because honest to God, I'm so fucking sick already of this presidency. And it's only been like 2 days shy of 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking nuts.
Tell me about it.
2 days shy of 2 months, and people are already sick and fucking tired of this
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah, and like I saw something where it said price of eggs has dropped down to $3.45 a dozen. That's absolutely wrong. Because the price of eggs at the commissary, which is a military grocery store, basically, is
Yep.
$5.92 for a dozen extra large eggs.
Yep. And the problem that I have is that, like, it's just, how can I say this without being disrespectful? I got an easy way. Every time I see Donald Trump or hear of him talking to Vladimir Putin, you know what the first thing that comes to my mind is?
Kissing up?
Oh no, worse than that.
Oh.
Putin basically telling Trump, slob on my knob because I'm your corn on the cob.
Mm.
You know, I'm just like it ugh. and and I'm gonna go back to one of our favorite things
Mm-hmm.
that we've had. TrumpPlaneCrashes.com. We have, as an update, we have had 87 total air fatalities, 37 injuries, and $310 million in damages.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a few on the, yeah, this is a bit old, but there's been some stuff still going on. But yeah, like I said, it's just everything that's been going on lately has been abject disaster.
Yeah.
And then you got Trump, well, not Trump, but Musk, basically breaking into private offices that aren't even government offices. Ah, so and the fucking what do you call it? The DC police actually went and supported him.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I'll bet Michael Fanone probably had something to say about that.
I'll bet you that fucking Jesse Jesse Dollamore had a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I heard about this and I'm just like, how did you
Craig asks, how many times can someone be president? Two. That's what
two
it's supposed to be. Two. No matter what.
two
Non-consecutive
as
or
per the
consecutive.
Constitution?
Mm-hmm.
But we all know Trump doesn't hold much weight in the Constitution, so
Yeah. But don't worry, he's not. We're gonna make sure he does not get his way. He won't.
uh,
It's just like next year, Kay Ivey cannot run for governor again because we have a 2-term limit for that. So there will be a new governor come 2027. We just don't know who.
and I'm gonna say this as an Iowan, I'm gonna say this: if you have a fucking uh um if you have a fucking what's it called?
Issue?
If you have a
Or...
gubernatorial election coming up, please, please do everyone a favor. And if your governor is a Republican, vote a Democrat in. If your if your uh, person is a Democrat, vote to keep them in because
Mm-hmm.
we need as much blue as possible.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best others, Andy Bashir in Kentucky. Yeah, I think the last time we had a Democratic governor here was Don Siegelman, and of course he got into his own legal issues. So
My biggest fear right now, though, for this country is that the voters decide um to keep Republicans in office, even though we've been seeing all this crazy ass shit going on.
mm-hmm.
I mean, he's literally disrespecting every single fucking person who believes in the court of law, in the rule of law.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think of that?
Absolutely, he's just every word that comes out of his mouth makes me want to puke. Seriously. It's like, oh, I'm doing all these great things. No, you're not.
I'm sorry, but anyone who thinks that Trump is doing good things uh needs to check themselves into possibly
Craig said he flipped
mental health
burgers.
center.
Craig said he flipped burgers.
Oh. Okay, that's interesting.
What? What's up?
I just got an interesting alert on one of my groups for Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Um about 25 minutes ago, or 35 minutes ago, an EAS bulletin was requested by the National Weather Service for Amarillo, Texas.
Oh. Hmm.
No, this isn't storms. It is fire warning. The National Weather Service in Amarillo has issued a fire warning at the request of Borger Emergency Manager for Southern Hutchinson County on the west side of Borger. At 8:34 p.m., a dangerous wildfire was located over western Borger north of Highway 136, moving rapidly east-northeast at 3 to 5 miles per hour. Areas impacted: areas of western border north of 3rd Street, including the Rock Creek Gateway and Golf Course additions. Additional information: smoke and fire will present a threat to life and property for residential areas of western border north of 3rd Street, including Rock Creek Gateway and the Golf Course additions. Temporary refuge is located in the city of Borger Municipal Court at 611 Weatherly Street. Most of the town is without power, and additional evacuation orders may be put in place in the coming hours. Be prepared to evacuate quickly if requested, and follow all safety instructions from local EMOs.
Mm-hmm.
Do not drive into smoke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
And for those that don't know the abbreviation, EMO is Emergency Management Officers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went to the SBC website and looked at it. I was like, yeah, that's it. Now,
Yeah, I
now here's the thing
I
though.
just
Yeah, here's the thing. It says moving rapidly east northeast at 3 to 5. Now you would think 3 to 5? That's not fast. For a fire, it is fast.
for real. For a fire, that's really fast. Now for a tornado,
No,
not such a big deal.
no. But ladies and gentlemen, this is why we need NOAA and the National Weather Service. Because look what happened. We had this tornado outbreak, right?
Yep.
We've had about, I think, 42 people killed so far. Don't know if that number's going to go up, but we had 3 people killed in Alabama. And it seems like Musk and Doe still want to fire about 1,000 more people out of the National Weather Service NOAA. It's like, what the fuck? We just had this tornado outbreak.
Yeah. What I'm going to encourage is the national people in the National Weather Service to really just tell Musk's group to kick rocks, because we need you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And if this isn't proof of that, I don't know what is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here's something else. Today, believe it or not, is a key piece of weather history because exactly 100 years ago today, the tri-state tornado killed 700. I think it was it 695 or 795. I can't remember. Let me go find out for sure.
And that's exactly right, Sajo. People can't tell me that the fires aren't happening. They can't tell me that, global warming isn't happening. We have evidence of it. It is fucking March 18th
Mm-hmm.
here in Cedar Rapids, in Iowa. It is 9:20 p.m. and our outdoor temperature right now in the shade is 61 degrees.
You're only a few degrees cooler than me.
But the point being, this isn't normal.
No.
Yeah, we're technically in meteorological spring, but Jesus fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's 9 o'clock at night. Why the fuck are we still sitting at 61 on in March?
Yeah. You should be in the 30s or 40s, or probably colder than that.
40s.
Mm-hmm.
40s right now. I'd say about 41, maybe.
Okay, but let's see. Of course, today, 100 years ago, was the tri-state tornado that hit Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. It was 695 dead. So, but 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 I mean, it killed 700 people, injuring an additional 2,000. I mean, think about it. There was no National Weather Service, no radars, no nothing of the sort, right?
Yep.
And look at how
And
far we've gone in that 100 years.
we can now predict with pretty good certainty where a hurricane's going to land.
Mm-hmm.
We're about, I'd say 65% of the way there to being able to, within about a 20-mile radius,
Mm-hmm.
being able to tell where a tornado's going to be. Um, you know, the fact of the matter is that we've come a long ass way in weather.
Yeah.
And the fact that Elon and the bastard want to get rid of NOAA and the National Weather Service is asinine at best, especially with their reasoning.
Yeah.
Because remember what their reasoning is, guys.
Yeah. They're trying to call it efficiency. Bullshit.
No,
It's revenge. That's all it is.
no, it's not even efficiency. The
Oh.
reason they're against the National Weather Service is because, and I'm quoting this from memory, so if I get some facts in that wrong, I'm sorry. But in the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025,
Oh yeah, I remember.
they call the uh they call fucking uh the National Weather Service the front end of the uh climate change hoax. And I'm just sitting here with our apartment at 72 right now in the middle of fucking March,
Mm-hmm.
thinking, hoax? Hoax?
Yeah. Hurricane. Yeah.
Are you
Sanju. Yeah.
fucking serious?
Yeah. Sanju said this: hurricane season is less than 3 months away. True. Craig, it's always cold on the first floor of my house during winter, but always boiling upstairs. I'm like, what the fuck? All jokes aside, that's fair though. Yeah, because see, the problem is people, these idiots think that Noah's first priority is the climate change issue. No, Noah's first job is to make sure we're all safe from the severe weather.
Noah's first job is not even just severe weather, Shirley. It's a lot more deep than that. It's learning how our atmosphere works. It's learning how we as a society can use and appreciate weather in different ways. It's about teaching people that the weather isn't this mysterious thing that no one can know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at me and Shirley as an example, okay? Me and her are storm spotters.
Yeah.
So is Mike, who's on the normal show. And we, I think everyone can agree with me when I say this, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think a lot of people can agree that have been longtime fans of this show that my knowledge and your knowledge of weather, Shirley,
Mm-hmm.
are 15 different shades of holy shit.
Yeah. I've been a weather geek since the Weather Channel started when I was 7 years old.
And I've been a weather geek for as long as I can remember. Shit. I remember drawing a picture of Hurricane Andrew.
I lived
So,
through a little bit of Andrew, not not the full strength and all, but when it got to Louisiana and all, we still got the outer bands. So
but yeah, I'm just saying, people learning how our world works
hmm
is not something that is inherently bad.
yeah,
It is something really nice. You know what I mean?
it's like we can't get the forecast without them. We can't just go out and say, "Oh, it's a sunny day. It's gonna stay sunny all day." That doesn't always happen.
No. And the fact of the matter is that the it's that since there are so many sycophants on the right who
hmm
believe everything Trump and everyone else says,
Is
um,
correct.
I'm sorry, but demonstrably, it's not.
Mm-mm. Yeah, because
What do you think, Cheryl?
yeah, this is. I mean, I don't know what is wrong. And going back to last night a little bit. I said that there were people saying I didn't see a tornado. The forecast was a bust. It's like, really?
And and I said this in one of my groups called Amateur Storm Trackers. If even one person's fucking day has been ruined by bad weather, then it's not a fucking bust. Us as weather spotters and people who try and give good information to keep people safe,
Uh-huh.
we we understand that weather can shift dramatically in like a half a second.
Yeah.
Okay, we understand that,
Yeah, we also understand
and
weather is inexact.
exactly. But the biggest thing is, if we're going to be wrong, we'd much rather have you, as the person listening to us, more prepared for any possible contingency
Mm-hmm.
than be less prepared and have a tornado kill you.
Yeah, because let's put it this way.
Or,
Let's put it this way. I've heard Josh Johnson say this one. You can hit. I mean, you could be expecting a tornado outbreak. You don't get a tornado, but if someone else gets their home destroyed by a tornado, that's their tornado outbreak.
yeah. And the problem is when people are so self-centered about shit like weather, it's like, you never know what's going to happen.
Mm-mm.
You really don't.
Yeah, it's like I
I mean,
said. The moderate and high risk zones were all just ideas to give us notice. Because let's put it this way: would you like to have an entire line of thunderstorms, all have tornadoes, cross through the state of Alabama? Because that's the only way that could happen.
yeah. And when you're talking about a system like what you're talking about quasi-linear storm system, which is
Mm-hmm.
also called in our parlance a derecho.
Yeah.
And yes, derechos can drop lines of tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst part is that if we go back to before the National Weather Service was a thing,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be millions of weather-related deaths.
Right.
And I'm not trying to sound disastery or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is, we look at the tri-state tornado of a century ago.
Mm-hmm.
606, close to 700 people killed. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's the kind of shit we're looking at if the National Weather Service is destroyed,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to read this part from weather.gov because they actually did a little something about today. Uh, I'm not going to go through the history part, but let's see. The tornado damaged 15,000 homes in addition to the outbuildings and other infrastructure. The hardest hit was Murfreesboro, Illinois. And this, in the days following the tornado, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch described the aftermath with chilling details. The lead up. All morning before the tornado, it had rained. The day was dark and gloomy. The air was heavy. There was no wind. Then the drizzle increased. The heavens seemed to open, pouring down a flood. The day grew black. And during the tornado, then the air was filled with 10,000 things: boards, poles, cans, garments, stoves, whole sides of the little frame houses. In some cases, the houses themselves were picked up and smashed to earth. And living beings, too. A baby was blown from its mother's arms. A cow, picked up by the wind, was hurled into the village restaurant. In the aftermath, scenes of suffering and horror marked the storm and fire. Throughout the night, relief workers and ambulances endeavored to make their way through the streets strewn with wreckage, fallen telegraph poles, and wires and burning embers. The only light afforded was that of the burning area. Now, of course, now they talk about preventing another tragedy. It's come a long way since 1925, when it was known actually as the Weather Bureau. Most noteworthy changes occurred during an 8-year period during the late 1980s to mid-1990s, when the agency went through a modernization effort. At that time, NWS introduced new technology to improve tornado detection, such as weather observations via automated surface observing systems, next-generation weather radars placed in strategic places throughout the country, a new series of satellites, and advanced computer systems. All these technologies, along with the establishment of the NOAA Storm Prediction Center, thank you, has significantly and steadily boosted the agency's ability to detect and warn U.S. communities of tornado threats. Unlike in 1925, today NWS is able to provide severe weather outlooks up to 7 days in advance, which is what they did for this outbreak.
Yep.
The average warning lead time for major tornadoes EF3 or greater is now just shy of 20 minutes, so it's gotten better. Based on data from 2008 to 2024. Compare that to 100 years ago, when the Tri-State tornado caught dozens of communities in its path by surprise. In addition, the agency's probability of detecting a tornado averages to about 95%. Now,
Yep.
NWS is developing plans for a new generation of radars to further improve the lead times and accuracy of tornado warnings. Since the existing Next-Red radars are at the end of their lifespan, which is true, the Radar Next program will develop and deploy the next generation of weather radars as the nation's need for accurate forecasts with more advanced lead times increases.
And I've actually done some research on these radars, and they're exciting as a weather person. Okay, I'm not even joking. They're called phased. What is it? Phased? Give me 1 minute.
Sure.
Phased array radar.
There it is.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay. And what it literally looks like is a flat board with a bunch of little things on it. You don't even know what those little things are until you actually look into it. But that basically, if you know what those radar domes look like right now, those big white fuckers.
Yeah.
What they have in them right now is one big dish, usually about 8 to 10 feet in diameter.
Yeah. Hey, hang on just a second. Craig asked this question. Do you think there's a bureaucracy in regards to weather type stuff? I would say
No.
yes. Oh, no. Okay. Well,
no, I don't think bureaucracy matters when it comes to weather. And the reason being is the people that work at the National Weather Service are actually nonpartisan.
right.
They don't try and get involved in politics. They just go for the science. They're all about that science. God damn it. I just thought of something bad.
Uh-oh.
They're all about the science, no falsities.
I should have known that was coming.
Yep. My brain did that. My bad. But
It's
anyway, phased array radars have many individual parts, many individual antennas. And the great thing about phased array radars is that each of them can be put in different modes. So right now, our radar system, I wish I could do it. Let me see here. There we go. Let's see if this will actually work. I'm gonna see if it works.
Okay.
I'm checking the screen so that I can see. Okay. Okay, I can see it on the screen. So I'm gonna
Okay.
do a little bit of whiteboarding here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We can do that.
So right now you have this as your radar.
Mm-hmm.
I know my hand is slipping.
Oh, don't worry
And
about
it
it.
and it rotates once around every minute
Mm-hmm.
and then some. It has to do at least 6 passes at different angles to get the full measure of the storm, which means that it is doing every 6 minutes we get an update.
Right.
That's not enough.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Phased array is literally just a line with multiple little antennas
Mm.
that go out. Okay. So each of these antennas can be angled differently. They can get different aspects of the radar image. They can be very, very specific about what they get. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But because that's umpteen hundred or thousand elements, you're able to get all of the sky at one time, first off, and second off, because there is multiple modes that the radars can go in, they the radars can do different things. So right now, most of our radar systems are unipolar. What that means is that this is your radar beam coming out of the radar dish. It's just one beam that hit whenever it hits something in the air, it reflects back.
Mm-hmm.
That's why how radar works. But and this is a front on view of the radar beam. Okay. We also have a second form of radar called dual polarization.
Mm-hmm.
And what that does is this. It gives us a cross. That's why when we look at correlation coefficient, we can see differences.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you have a raindrop that intersects this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
At any point, because it's very similar shape and size, the correlation between the rest of the particles in the air match up. Therefore, you have a high correlation coefficient, which is represented by like reds and yellows on the
Mm-hmm.
radar screen.
Right, and
The higher,
that's what I was seeing on Saturday night when like Josh Johnson and them were covering the tornadoes. You could literally see the red, and then you could see that yellow circle and that blue literally stick out like a sore thumb.
but the reason that dual polarization is so good and why we use it is because let's just say, for example, that your radar beam intersects something like that. Let's just say it's a stove.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because this doesn't correlate to this, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that means that you're going to have a correlation drop right here. So in this example, your correlation would look something like this if we were to plot it on a horizontal line, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do that really quick. So you've got positive, 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 bloop. And when you see that and it drops to like the blue range in the radar, so
Mm-hmm.
this would be like right here, blue range.
Mm-hmm.
What that means is that there's something in the air at that point that doesn't match what everything else is, whether
Mm-hmm.
it be hail, whether it be a snowflake, whether it be a
Flo- uh,
person. Uh,
insects.
it can even detect insects, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, In fact, there is one uh area to the south and east of me in Illinois that has a bunch of uh what turbines, wind
Mm-hmm.
turbines, and they are detected on the radar.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's how correlation coefficient works. This is how your normal radar works. It's just
Mm-hmm.
the one beam. So it's like boom, boom, and then when things reflect back, it goes in like, sorry, thing
No,
is
that's
being
fine.
dumb.
No, you're fine. But yeah, I mean,
It bounces in, and then the information comes into here
mm-hmm.
through the computers.
Yeah.
When you have this, all these arrays, all these individual antennas read different
Mm-hmm.
things. So you can set like an outside rim of these to be dual pole mode and have a really clean image of what's going on in the the sky. You see, these are the things that we've done as a country with the National Weather Service.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, this phased array here, okay, this has been designed by the US military, okay? Both radars have been designed by the US military. This is just starting to get uh released.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, the Doppler on wheels uses this, and it's able to go and do polarization mode that, and dual polarization mode allows it to a see winds
Mm-hmm.
because it'll detect the movement of the water in the air,
Mm-hmm.
and b see debris. So imagine on the same radar screen at the same time, so we don't have to switch views.
Mm-hmm.
You have an image that superimposes both. And I'm going to clear this for a moment just for because I got something to show you. Kind of an idea here. Up. Yes, clear the page. Do not show me this again. All right. So let's say you have on your radar screen, you have a standard supercell formation. And this is kind of what they look like sometimes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you have your correlation coefficient overlaid on, okay? So you'd have a bunch, like, I'm gonna raise, do highlighter for a bit because this will make sense in a minute.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you got a lot of red, 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 right in this area, which is what represents the good high correlation.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you get down further down here, it starts dropping. So we're going to go yellow. You get more dropping because there's more stuff in the air. And then you get the blue, or yeah, the blues and dark purples. You get
Mm-hmm.
dark blues here. Okay, that's where your correlation comes into play. And then at the very lowest end of the correlation, you get blacks, which means that nothing matches in there.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the image of the um entire of the storm doing what it's doing, and you can see with ease because you don't have to switch modes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can literally see the correlation on top of the radar image. Wouldn't that be a fucking huge advantage?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna close that. How did that work? How did that work, you guys?
That went pretty good.
What do you guys that are watching think of that?
But yeah, I did not realize. I did not realize the next red radars were at the end of life.
Oh, they're at the end of the life.
Uh huh.
They were good for what they did.
Yeah.
But like I said, if we have the phased array
Uh huh.
and use it, we can actually do those kind of overlays.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Sajo?
He said, "Wow."
And it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole about it, but that's why I really think that we need to um
Find some legal way to stop Musk and Doge from cutting all the jobs.
exactly. Did you like my little show and tell
Yes.
moment there, Sajo?
Yeah, but I mean, we just now. This is kind of surprising me. Katie Britt, she's one of our senators here in Alabama. Of course, she's a Republican, but she does not like the idea of Doge trying to cut the jobs.
Nope. Hey, Craig, thank you very much for saying that. I don't try to overwhelm people with science, but sometimes it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I know that that sounded kind of different, but imagining having phased array radar available makes me excited. It literally makes me feel excited because having that phased array radar would allow us so much more knowledge, so much more, you know, where we can literally at a site, just a look, we can tell if there's a tornado.
Mm-hmm.
We can tell if there's hail. We can tell if there's this shit. And if they get rid of the National Weather Service, research on phased array radars
Mm-hmm.
is just going to be lost.
Yeah. All right. So,
That
oh, go ahead.
that would be huge
All
to
right.
lose.
All right. So anyway, here's the article. This is from AL.com. Brit credits NOAA for surviving April 27th. Calls for robust funding after Doge weather service cuts. So this is the article. As severe storms swept into Alabama over the weekend, U.S. Senator Katie Britt highlighted the need for accurate weather data in the wake of mass NOAA terminations recently announced by Elon Musk Doge. Let's see. I'm not worried about that next sentence. But Alabamians understand the importance of timely, accurate weather data, especially when severe weather threatens our state, Britt wrote in a statement to AL.com. I'm grateful for NOAA's continued work to put data in the hands of meteorologists on the ground. My family and I survived April 27, 2011, due in part to the work they do. Britt was a wife and mother of two, balancing her personal life with the challenges of law school when the deadly EF4 hit Tuscaloosa. In the aftermath, she wrote in her memoir, her possessions were found miles away. Lost were her law school notes, books, and work. She wrote that her family checkbook was found by a Good Samaritan counties away, halfway across the state, and was mailed back to her with a $20 bill and a sympathetic note. Britt said Alabama families benefited from NOAA ahead of Saturday's storms. Just this week, families across the state received advance notice about the incoming storms so they can plan, Britt continued. I support robust funding from NOAA and remain committed to ensuring every cent of hard-earned taxpayer money is spent efficiently, judiciously, and accountably. Let's see. Current and former staff said last week that more than 600 employees have been terminated overall across the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This included shrinking the National Weather Service by 170 employees, according to NOAA officials. Among those terminated were meteorologists, hydrologists, and staff at offices responsible for warning the public about tsunamis, tornadoes, and hurricanes. There are eyes and ears, Senator Chris Van Hollen from Maryland, said of the 4 employees in a call with reporters on Friday. Without their work, people will die and others will suffer greatly, he said. Representatives for the National Weather Service offices have declined to comment on how the layoffs have affected the Alabama staff. Because there, after all, there are there's 3 offices in Alabama. You've got Huntsville, Birmingham, and Mobile. But the one in Tallahassee also covers some of the southern counties in Alabama. So
I've just got two stories that I got literally right now.
mm-hmm.
So if you live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, any building that is owned by Mario's South Side or any of the people who run that those businesses,
Mm-hmm.
you should not give them your money because they are glamorizing Hitler, and they have a guy who is a Nazi as a manager named Scott Sievert, and it's probably best that you don't give them your money.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, in the great state of Minnesota, I do love my Minnesota friends, but I'm not. This guy needs to choke on an elephant penis. One of the senators has introduced a bill in the legislature in Minnesota to make Trump derangement syndrome
a mental illness.
Legit. Yep. And I'm just like, who the fuck are you?
Now, is this a state senate or is this actually a U.S. senator?
State.
Then Tim Walz is going to have something to say about that.
Oh, I bet you. I bet you he is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, no way. This shouldn't be happening even in our country. Leave psychology to the psychologists and psychiatrists.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it that way, but
it's like, are you
actually fuck sorry? I'm not sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's in the state of Minnesota and Tim Walz finds out about that, oh, he is going to have something to say about that.
Well, I know he is.
Mm-hmm.
I think he already is going to say something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to give everyone a little bit of update.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, seriously, we just had this tornado outbreak over the weekend. More than 40 people were killed. And it's like, we don't care. I feel like the only thing Donald Trump wants to do is make this a total revenge deal because remember, he of course, there's Sharpie Gate. Remember that, folks? Remember when he added a little bit of Alabama into Dorian's path when it wasn't supposed to be there? The Birmingham office corrected it, but Noah basically scolded the office for doing that. But then thankfully, somebody found out that, it was sent by someone who wasn't supposed to send that message. But still, I lost faith in Noah for a little while because of what they did. Because that's like, you didn't do that in my office.
And here's one fact I want to say. People like Trump have one mission in their lives. One mission, and that's it. And that's to make himself richer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm sorry, but as far as I'm fucking concerned, you're too rich as it is, you scumbag. You don't need extra money.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I agree. It's like everything he wants to do it's basically all about revenge.
Yep. let's see here. I just find the whole thing. What Doge is doing is very likely unconstitutional.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be very real for a moment.
Yeah. Prop 25. No, it's actually Project 2025.
Yeah, it's Project 2025. It's one of the most ridiculous books you've ever read.
Mm-hmm.
In just like seriously look into it and understand when I say
It's made by delusional people.
my wife said it right. It's made by delusional people.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, they're definitely in the land of the Lulu. But
We're already deep in the Lulu land.
yeah. Yeah, we went deep into the Lulu land when somehow he got elected. But something caught my attention. Thank you for correcting me. I was wondering why I couldn't find anything in it. That's fine, no problem, Craig. But what's
We're always willing to help.
yeah? When you're not sure about something, don't be afraid to ask, because I always say this: the only dumb question is the one you don't ask. But I can't. I feel like something's always bothered me. When Trump won, it was only a matter of hours when he was declared the winner. When Joe Biden won back in 2020, it took over a week.
Yep. And I just found a meme on Facebook that I'm going to share to you, Shirley.
Okay.
I'm going to share it directly to you, so give me a minute and you'll
Okay.
get a laugh out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
There we go.
Where is it? In Zoom chat? Or?
No, it's in Facebook chat.
Oh, okay. Yep. Bingo.
Yep.
I'm not yeah, go ahead.
Shithead was elected, so we're getting shithead results.
Yep. Yeah, the shit. We're getting the shit show.
Yep. Here's another one that I think you'll like. This is on it for those that are interested in where I'm getting some stuff. If you go to reddit.com and look for the anti-Trump subreddit, it's got some good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, it's 1 minute till the top of the hour, so I'm gonna say to everyone, thank you for listening to everyone who listens, whether you be here live or on demand. As always, follow us on everything. We're on Blue Sky. We're on everything. We got the hell out of Muskland.
Yeah, we did. Absolutely. We got out of there.
And if you have any questions or comments, you're always welcome to send them to us on our Facebook page, facebook.com, and look up Beyond the Airwaves,
Yep.
BTA Network.
Yeah, Craig said it was a good chat tonight. I will tune in next time you're all online for another political discussion.
Thank you. But yeah, if you guys got any questions, feel free to give us a ring a ding and we'll try to answer them
as best as we can.
Yep, and follow us on everything that you can. And
then
well,
I'm gonna play the ending, so hang on for 15 seconds.
Growl.
Bear with me.
I love that we're everywhere.
Yep, we're trying to be everywhere. We may add some new ones before too long. But anyway, that's it for tonight. Next thing is I will be doing Pac-Man on Thursday. No Christmas music, I promise. And then Friday.
Oh, come on.
No, seriously. Janet found out I was doing the Christmas music. Like, oh shit, I did have Christmas music. So I've eliminated the Christmas music. All right. And then on Friday we're gonna try Rotten Apples once again since we have not been able to do it for 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, and part of that was because of me, and yes, I'm back, but last week was
part
very
was him,
difficult.
and then this past Friday was because of the severe weather threat that everyone up in Iowa had. So
I'll say love, peace, and chicken grease to y'all, and let's get this over with.
Yep. Peace out. Later.